All right, what's going on, everyone? And we're going to continue where we left off last time, where we're going to build out our industry pages. And so at the end of last time, I was talking about potentially creating a new collection, but I thought about it some more, and I really don't want to create a new collection, especially when all of what I'm going to do with these industry pages is just the same thing as a regular page. So what I'm going to do, instead of a new collection, let me see if I can jump over here. We're not going to create a new collection. What we're going to do is use the parent page field, which I said last time that I didn't see myself using. And we're going to use that parent page field to query data based on what would be a collection here. So I guess we can just go add that real quick to our pages config. So if I come down to our pages collections, I can just go to, I need to rename this to config anyway. So let's go ahead and refactor, rename. This is now config, refactor. So we are going to use our parent page, which is telling me that I actually don't need to be where I am right now. Hold on, let me close this. Let's take a look over here on our pages. Yeah, because we already have the parent page, so we can leave that how it is. But what we'll need to do is have this, the home page and all other pages. Man, now we got to think about that too, because what needs to happen is in the query, we need to be able to choose the query of the parent blog. So, or the parent page. So that means that we can't actually, and it's the same thing that we're running into before, where here we have the full, like this is our template. And then if I come over here, we import or export the page template and the metadata. So the problem then is that I don't have a way to set the slug. So if we were to do something like that, where we have like industry be what I want to query, I can't do that with a template. So I run into the same issue, which tells me that regardless of what I'm going to do, I need to add either a collection or just forget about using this template. So what would be easier? Well, honestly, adding the collection would be better, because then we can use other fields that aren't included in our page template. So let's do that. So we'll create a new directory that we'll call industries. We'll have a new TypeScript file that we'll call config.ts. And then we're just going to take the pages, honestly, and let's stop our server from running. And we have our pages here, which then we don't need parent page, which is just a shame, because I really want that to work. And I suppose we could, but then we need to change the template. But maybe it's worth it. So let's give it a shot. So if we do industries, real estate, I stopped our server. Let this load up. And so the problem with what is happening right now is that this will also work, which I don't want it to. So we need to make sure that we always have it be industries, real estate, which means then that we need the industries. We got pages. We need to have industries slug. Okay, which is what we have now. And so this is going to take the same thing here. This is the template again. And so we got to figure out then, because what happens is if we just change this to, honestly, I don't even know what the big deal is here. So if I have it be domain name, industries, real estate, and then that's what I'm linking to all the time, chances are people will never end up at a page like this, and it's not going to break. And I don't ever see the point of ever having like real estate by itself here. So I don't think that that would be an issue either. So maybe, just maybe, I don't actually need to worry so much about that. But let's take a look here. So if we were to go to this main page here, I wonder why this is still ignored. Don't need it to be ignored anymore. Great. So page blocks. Okay, so that's still, we'll work on these errors later. I'm still re-familiarizing myself with the project after 2 weeks of not doing this. All right, so we have Here, the slug defaults to home. So what happens though is if I don't have the industries, when I have the params, I'm seeing an array of params rather than just the single params that I have here. So that would mean that I need to break out how this query is done, which shouldn't be too difficult. So query page by slug down here, because the where is going to be slug equals slug, and I'm just trying to do too much finagling. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about it. I think it's good how it is with the having industries here be what I'm linking to. So if I come here and link to small business into real estate, it's fine. So I think I'm overthinking this, and I think that's okay. So what we can do though is continue to build out our industry pages, but with one thing that I want to do is use a blog feed with our categories. And so that is going to be down here. We have feed already created. We don't need this types, so I'm going to delete this. Oh, I don't even know if I have... Oh, that's what this is here. Okay, so let's refactor, rename, and this is going to be index. No, it's not. Hold on, cancel. It's going to be... Oh, I need a config in here. Okay, so let's do a new file, config.ts. Hit add. So what is this? All right, so all of this is junk, honestly. Yep, so we will wait to delete that, but that would be the component. Okay, so all of this needs to be redone. Regardless, I need the config, and just to make sure, yep, okay, so I don't have any feed to add there. All right, so this is going to be a block, and here's the config. I'm just going to copy this because I think some of it's going to be the same. Come down here to our feed, and so what this is going to do is it's going to add a at the bottom of a page, it'll have related blogs or something similar to that on our industries pages. So here we're going to have const be feed. We'll have the slug be feeds. Yes, it'll have a header section. It'll also have an activate checkbox with the default to true. It doesn't need buttons though. And then our interface name will be feed. We'll call it specifically post feed. All right, and then this, all it's going to need is a radio button. Name of, so we'll do feed to add, and then we can do type be a radio, and then we will do options, and we can set an array of options, which for now we're just going to have one option. We'll just do label blog value blog. So now we can save that. We can come down to our pages. Yeah, so we really don't need a collection here. We can always come back to it if we want to do a separate collection for industries, but I just can't see myself doing that with everything literally being the same as other pages. It just doesn't make sense. All right, so then we go to our pages, config, and we need to find our blocks field. That didn't work. All of these blocks, well, I guess we can do import feed. I think it's not a named feed, or a named, my brain is broken. All right. Component, this is feed segment, so that's the wrapper of the block, but I can do that differently. So this is exporting default, so I just want to export, oh, that's the CTA, this one. Export, don't think I need that, and I can just do export const feed. And let's keep this as feed block, just to make it much more readable there. Save, come back over here to our pages, and we can do feed block. And then we need to come down to our blocks, and that's not what I wanted. Feed block. So now what we can do is go to our local host. Oh, admin. Oh, I get to try a new thing. I forgot. Since I'm not going to deploy this, at least not right now, there is a way to just do auto login. So I'm going to try and do that real quick. That way I don't have to keep logging into this. So let's scroll on down. Oh, there we go. Auto login is actually in our admin, which is what I thought. So I'm just going to do, yeah, I didn't think that was going to be the case. So I'm going to have to do well, I think this is, yeah, it's the payload dev thing. So I'm not too concerned about sharing that username and password. So I should just be able to do these, which will then, where's my auto login? Down here somewhere. There we go. And so now, there we go. Automatically logs me in. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Love that for me.